In the face of a dead, sexually abused 13-year-old Asian American girl, there has been relentless outcry from persons who knew Phelan Cannon, her three sisters, and their parents. Following charges against the couple, Anke and David Doehms, for possession of a controlled drug on Monday in the San Pedro Magistrates Court, they were rearrested pending further investigations into Cannon's death. An autopsy has revealed that the child was killed inside their luxury apartment at Grand Caribe north of San Pedro town.
The cause of the death is from the post-mortem is not strangulation, but compression on the chest, causing internal hemorrhage, asphyxia. So at this time, we're treating it as a homicide or murder, and we are doing our utmost best to investigate this last incident that had occurred in San Pedro.
This morning, just after 10 o'clock, the Doehms were removed from San Pedro and brought to Belize City. Just after 11 a.m. and under police guard, they arrived in a private skiff to the parking lot adjacent to City Hall. With the help of officers, they covered their faces with a black raincoat and were whisked further down the Halova Creek, where they disembarked. The couple walked through the Center Point building that houses the traffic and civil suits court. Moments later, they were escorted into the cab of a police pickup truck and taken to the Queen Street police station. The motive for their transfer to the city is unclear. But while the investigation into the murder of Phelan continues, there are fresh details about the Doehms. Now, the couple moved to Belize with the sisters back in 2004 from Kaneohe, Hawaii. But according to Cara Barber, who along with her family shared a duplex with the Doehms between 2011 and 2012, David is not the adopted father of the children. In a one-on-one interview with News 5, Barber says that she reported the Doehms to the police and Child Protective Services in Hawaii due to the serious concerns for the safety and welfare of the girls.
When they moved in next to us, we expected it to be normal. You know, they seemed normal. In fact, at that time, David Doehms worked for a popular insurance company in Hawaii called HECO, and he was even featured in some of their commercials. So he seemed very outgoing, very out there. Right off the bat, they started being rude and complaining, being combative and hostile with us. And that just set the wrong tone from the beginning. It was very awkward. What that eventually led to is a temporary restraining order that the police recommended that I get from, have the court issue to protect my family and I from David and Anke Doehms.
Barber says that the Doehms did not allow the children to socialize, and as was the case here in Belize, they weren't enrolled in school. She says that she was devastated when she learned of Phelan's murder, but wasn't surprised because she and her family witnessed the aggression of David and how the girls were treated.
My family, my children, we feared for them, but we also were very fearful for the children because, we didn't understand how they could even be responsible for the care of children. They didn't seem interested in it. They had no concern for their safety, no concern for their education, no concern. They didn't care about them. My impression was that she had this clothing company and potentially adopted them for the sole purpose of making them work for her clothing company, was the impression. Now, I don't know. I'm just saying, what else did they do? When I learned the news, I immediately, it just makes sense. We witnessed David's aggression, physical aggression, his immediate, goes from nice to hostile within 1 second. It's a very, his temperament is way off, very scary. So we could definitely, seems like this was going to happen. It was a matter of when. I was so glad to hear that other families had reported them, but I just wish more could have been done, both in the States and there. My impression of the girls was that they really were they were sweet girls in a terrible situation, and they were probably The mental abuse was probably the worst. Maybe I don't know. I wasn't surprised to hear about the sexual abuse too.
Barber says that the other siblings who are currently under the care of the Human Services Department and the U.S. Embassy are likely to be traumatized and may know the abuse of Faye Lynn. Human Services and the police say that an investigation continues to see if the other girls were also abused.
The Human Development Office has been working in collaboration with us and with the U.S. Embassy because these children are U.S. citizens. So we have been working with them also to further the investigation, to also check if they were sexually abused. If so, then we will do our best to investigate that as well. The children are presently with the Human Development, and a counselor from the U.S. Embassy will be also taking custody of these children and seeing their safe care for the duration as the investigation continues.
Duane, Moody for News 5.